Supriya Srinath of the Congress Party now joins us. Good afternoon, Supriya, and thank you so much for joining us on this broadcast. Supriya, my biggest question here is when Ashish Misra has been named as the main accused in the charge sheet, until and unless the probe is completely done with, shouldn't his father, who is the MOS Home, step down? Because all the investigating agencies eventually report to the Home Ministry.
But that's precisely exactly what we've been saying, Chaiti, from the very first day. The fact that the main accused, he was actually the only named main accused in the FIR that was lodged. He's now the main accused according to your report in the charge sheet. How can his father continue as India's Union State Home Minister? I mean, the State Home Minister is who the police and the administration reports to. Isn't there something called a moral compass of the government? This man has been taking salutations from the forces. This man has been sharing stage with the Home Minister Amit Shah. This man needs to be dismissed. He may be brazen enough to not resign, but what about the Prime Minister? What about the Home Minister? How can he have this man amidst them? Because Caesar's wife has to be above suspicion, and that's the only bottom line that political parties and politicians across the spectrum have to operate with. If your son has been named as the main accused in the Lakhimpur violence which killed so many farmers, and we all saw how brutally that happened. He was so drunk on power. How can he continue as State Home Minister? Now, according to your sources that I'm seeing on your channel, yes, the RG that was used is being named, is in the minister's name. Shouldn't an inquiry be?
It even says, Supriya, that the Thar Jeep and Virendra Scorpio were used to mow down the farmers, and Virendra even fled from his car soon after. This is what source-based information is coming in. They've told India Today, and the charge sheet even mentions this very fact right there. What does this speak about the governance in Uttar Pradesh, Supriya?
I mean, it speaks volumes about the governance in Uttar Pradesh. The fact is that this man who's now been lodged in jail, the fact that this man who's now been named in the charge sheet continues to, he continues to have his father in a very powerful position. He's not the state health minister. He is India's State Minister for Home Affairs, to whom the police directly report. He is the man who was mocking the farmers. He is the man who was threatening the farmers. He is the man in whose name the Thar Jeep is registered. How can he continue as India's State Home Minister is a question that this government will have to answer. There is something called morality and moral compass of any government. How can he continue in that position?
And will the opposition continue its pressure on this very subject?
Absolutely, and a lot more. Absolutely, and it's not just the opposition, Chaiti. You go and meet the aggrieved families of these farmers, you go and meet the families in that area, and they all say just one thing, that what sort of justice do we expect when a powerful man like State Home Minister continues in his office and his son has been lodged in jail about this?
Yeah.
You know, this whole nonsense that the BJP says about, this is the son's doing, how can you punish the father? Caesar's wife has to be above suspicion. Sack him, arrest him, take him away from this probe. And if at all he's clear, get him back. What stops you? But he cannot continue in office. And this government cannot take a moral high ground if he continues to be in office.
And there is a clear conflict of interest. There is clear conflict of interest.
Absolutely, because look at the portfolio he has. He is the Minister of State for Home Affairs. Home Affairs is a department to which the police forces report to. We all know, despite the Lakhimpur violence and despite the mowing down of farmers, he's been going around town taking salutations from security forces and the police. He's been sharing stage with India's Union Home Minister Amit Shah. Look at the brazenness.
Yes.
Can you brazen this out? Is a question that the BJP and the government should answer today.
Very important points raised by Supriya Srinath of the Congress Party. We'll wait for BJP to respond to what Supriya has just said on our broadcast right now. The big story right now on the Lakhimpur violence, big development coming in. Charge sheet names Ashish Misra as the main accused number one. For the viewers who do not know, he's the son of Ajay Misra, who is MOS Home. And big question being asked today is that why should the MOS Home not resign when you've got the investigating agencies, the police reporting into the Home Ministry? Questions arising on the conflict of interest right there as well. So the Congress asking these questions, waiting for a response from the BJP. If we have somebody from the BJP who can respond to this, I'm requesting the producers to get us a reaction from the BJP on this. But just to encapsulate for our viewers, the charge sheet clearly mentions Ashish Misra as the main accused.